Greetings and welcome back one and all to my first taste miniseries covering Project Highrise. In the last episode we built this beauty of a tower that is mostly full of office drones, but you know, we put in a few things. They've got a tea shop. Well, I mean, it sells coffee as well, but we try to forget about that bit. Down here we need bottled water for our creative offices, because they'll get very upset if they don't get their bottled water on time. But there we go, so that'll be built now. We've got a little bit more money that we can play with. I'm tempted to play with it, but first and foremost we can use our influence. Now with 10 influence we can build various things. You need to have 10 influence before you can place the consultant's office. We can go for aesthetics, politics, or operations. Now generally I go for aesthetics as the first. You might do it differently, but I like to unlock the ability to get proper art into my tower because that helps me get more prestige over time. So we're going to go with this. Pomp. Now, I'm going to have to invest in that. They have a regular office. I'm going to place it probably, you know what? Sure. I'm going to place it right about there. And we'll have, let's see. We could have this as like a lobby area, but no. We'll have some more creative offices, I think. This one requires courier and bottled water. This one requires office supplies, but they pay a fair old chunk. Alright then, I'm going to eventually need the office supplies, so I may as well. Let's run the phone lines for them. And then I will quickly build the office supplies, and we will then check out what exactly this is unlocked for us. And if you're wondering why I've left that gap conspicuously empty, I will show you in just a moment. There we go, we've got more people. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and grab some more contracts, shall we? Right, we've got office drones. Office workers provide many downstream benefits to the city. They eat at restaurants, shop in stores, and spend money in town. The Department of Planning and Development would like your help to attract more of them. Have 100 office workers in your building. That's going to be a lot of work. Residential potential. Attracting 50 new residents. Studio apartments, a bit of variety. Can you help by adding more places that serve breakfast, lunch, and coffee? Yeah, you know what? I'll take that one. That pays 500 up front and then a lot more later on. But we've already completed it because we already had the right buildings. You may have noticed when I was placing them down, though actually, thinking back, I may have forgotten to mention it. You do, each type of food place will serve different types of food and also different times. So some will serve literally just lunch, some will serve at breakfast. But we automatically completed that, so we brought that in straight away. So let's see. Beyond fast food. Assist them with a variety of different medium restaurants. Retail desert. The area around your building is a bit of a retail desert. There isn't much activity, and the city thinks that the neighborhood is ripe for further development. See, if they're right, they'd like you to build 4 small stores. Sure, okay, that's actually pretty cool. We'll build some stores. Residential potential. We can go for medium offices. Not too big on that just yet. We could have better rent or more people. Let's go for better rent. We want to be up to 3,000 a day, and we've completed that already. So, you know, that's not too bad. We're bringing in a chunk of money now. Resounding revenue, they would like us to be up to 5,000 in rent. They'll pay quite a lot for that one. Sure, we'll go with that one. I like that a lot. Right, now for the stores, that's going to take a little bit more work. But whilst my workers... well, actually, we've got so much money now, I can make a new level here. So let's go ahead with that. And we will add in an elevator right there. And much as we have with the utilities cabinet, we're going to place that there. And we're going to place this right there as well. There we go. Right, they're going to be busy doing that, but as you may have imagined, I left this here conspicuously so that I could do something nice up here. We want some windows, and then we want, you know what? We'll just leave that there, and we'll just have the windows, because you can't really see the back wall, but I'm going to assume that it's the same. So, we've got some nice things there, and we want, well, soon, you see, we're going to be able to place these. So I'm going to hold off on that for a second. Now, the way that you use that consultant, there is a reason for having them. But though before I do that, I need to build office supplies. That can go over there. There we are. Right, the consultant, you've got... Generally, any number that's flashing means that you can do something new with it. Aesthetics. We can now unlock small artworks. It costs 10 influence. Now, the thing is, everything you buy increases the amount of influence the next thing costs. It doesn't matter if I buy something over here, the cost of the first thing here is going to go up. So on and so forth. If I buy a lot of things over here, then the first thing over here is going to cost an awful lot. That's generally true of everything, including buzz. Every single time you spend buzz on something, the next time you spend it on anything is going to cost more. And actually, buzz goes up very quickly. It does cost a lot towards the end. We're going to go ahead and we're going to unlock this because it'll give us small art. Now, small art, we can have sculptures, we can have paintings. They cost a lot of money, but by placing them, it gives you a small increase to your prestige. And you have to pay to keep them going generally. Art is a little bit different. It can't be placed on glass, but it doesn't cost a constant upkeep, but I really like the sculptures. So we're going to have a sculpture right there. That took all of my money. You might be sitting there thinking, but Aavak, you needed that money for other things. Yeah, I did. There wasn't any great plan. You're absolutely right. That was dumb. Don't care. Flat out don't care. I made this area pretty. That is good enough for me. Lots of plants, that is one. There we go. We're now bringing in almost 1,000 per day. That is fantastic. Now, we can build medium restaurants. Now, medium restaurants are actually super important because they allow you to generate buzz. They generate buzz. Just everyone goes there and they're like, oh, I had a great meal at, I don't know, the pizza Aavakeria of Hive Primus or whatever, and then they tell all their friends and take selfies and post things, and suddenly you've got loads of buzz. I'm going to place this right there. Let's have a look. We can have fast food, sandwich shops, salads, hot bars, pizza palace. We're going to go with salad and hot bar and check out what they want. They only require electric, and it's fantastic. Really, really good. Serves lunch pretty much, all of them. Fast stop, authentic rolls. BJ Thai buffet. Yes, let's go for some Thai. Do like me a bit of Thai. There we go. And we want some furniture out here, some comfy chairs. Let's put a swanky chair. No, let's have 2 comfy chairs, shall we? Bump, bump. And then we'll have a light in the middle. There we go. I can't put anything underneath the light, which is a shame because I'd like, a little magazine thing. But as you can see, we are now happily generating buzz. And that is really, really good. Really good for this tower. You've accumulated enough buzz. Yes. We can now spend it on a media campaign. We could, for example, we can do commercial promotions, increase sales revenue for stores and restaurants, spread the news about the shopping and dining destinations available in your tower. The temporary fame will allow your stores and restaurants to command premium prices and extra sales during the campaign. They only last 24 hours. All of these only last 24 hours, so make sure you're planning ahead. Don't just randomly buy things, especially because they get more expensive. Increased satisfaction for all apartment residents, infrastructure operating costs. You're getting a fair number of people that visit your building and use the stairs and elevators, and ad agency would like to put up some advertising. I imagine that would affect quite a lot of things, actually. We've got a reasonable amount. I may actually go with that. And Happy Drones launch a media campaign hyping your building as the premier office spot in the city. Your office workers will feel even better walking through the doors every morning. Now, let's actually check out how are people in terms of satisfaction. You're super satisfied. Profitability? Yeah, you're pretty profitable too. It's going to take a little while before you're profitable. Making a bit of smell. Trash. We're going to need to start worrying about trash in the sort of future. Grime is creeping up though. Do we need to renovate any lots? No, we don't need to yet. That is good. That is very good. Okay, well, what we're going to want then we're going to want a storeroom. Let's go ahead and build a storeroom. Our storerooms are gigantic, as you can see. They've got 4 different bays, and each bay can service 1 store. So we've built that storeroom so that we can build 1 store. Then we'll be able to build 3 others later on. So we'll get that going. 4 small stores will run an entire storage bay. Now, to build the stores, we're going to want to place this. I'm going to place this store. I could place it over there and just have a large sort of gap in the middle there of something. No, I'll build the store right there, because I can build another one further on. Now, drugstores. I would recommend the first store not be a drugstore unless you're very close to building medium offices, and specifically medical offices, because medium medical require a drugstore, and drugstores are not as useful unless there's a medical office in your tower. Some people will visit it anyway, but unless you've got the medical, they're really not going to get that much foot traffic. Now, food and beverage store. You know, maybe someone wants to do a little bit of grocery shopping before they go home. We're going to need... This just needs electric, so that's fine. They give us a decent amount. Fast shop or easy store. Yeah, I want it to be easy. People should have a nice, easy shopping experience, in my opinion. We can then go down and lay a second. We can even put it just over there and have a bit of a gap if we want. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's go ahead and make this nice. Like that wall is actually glass, so they can just see straight through. That's fine. All right, we next want well, you know, if they're doing their groceries, they may want to also pick up a bottle of wine for the evening meal. Let's see. Oh, rents just went down. Damn. I'm fairly certain it did anyway. Let's see. Eddie's Wine and Spirits, Uptown Wines, Jones Wines. I kind of like the whole name wines, and I prefer Jones Wines because I know this is silly, because it's Eddie's Wines and Spirits. Sounds, I don't know. Jones Wines sounds like it's just wines. If I go into a wine shop and I wanted to buy wine, I want to go somewhere that actually stocks wine, not just whatever is alcoholic, also wines. I'll go with Jones Wines. If I want vodka, I want to go to a shop that only stocks vodka, because they'll have the best selection of vodka. If I want wines, same difference. I go into a shop that only stocks wines. And then I ask the clerk, what wine would you suggest? I'm having this tonight. They're, well, I would say a nice fruity red. Well, okay, I'll take your word for it. There we go. Oh, we're actually making over 1,000 a day. That's fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. But we're going to need more room. As you can tell, we've run out of room for the stores that we want to build. So let's go ahead and expand out our lobby. Oink. And in fact, we're going to do it on this side too. There we go. It's going to take our workers a little while to get all that done. While we're doing that, though, we do kind of want to increase our rent a fair bit, and offices are a good way of doing that. So let's add another. Well, we'll just add one more floor. It's going to cost us a little bit before we can build this. It costs 300, so all of our workers are going to be like, we can't get there. What are you talking about? Well, it's going to take a little while. I wish there were a way to speed up time a little bit more, because 2 times speed, like if you've spent through all your money really early in the day, and sometimes you will because you'll already know exactly what you've been waiting to build, you're just sat there then like, oh, well, what do I do? Of course, I could have spent my money in a little bit more of a wise way, but we're not going to talk about that. Right, let's go ahead and continue out our lobby design on both sides. Whoosh. There we go. See, the thing is now, I almost want to create... Yeah, I guess I could do this. I guess I can just keep running with that style. Eventually I'll have some, you know, gigantic artwork somewhere, and it'll be amazing. But until then, we'll continue to just expand it little by little, bit by bit, and we'll have these little nooks where there's some nice furnishings. We'll have a different cabinet over here, though. We'll have that one. There we are. And over here, we will go with the wallpapers, the full wall. So 1, 2, 3. Dunk, dunk. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're just going to have to leave it as that for now until we expand this out a little bit. So there we go. And we'll place in some indoor plants too. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Right. There we go. Resounding revenue. We've just got 3 grand paid to us. Fantastic. The contracts are really where the money's at, but they do get significantly harder as you go. Now, office drones. Honestly, we could probably start... Well, no, actually, we're a little ways off being able to do office drones, I would say. Residential potential. Maybe we could start looking into studios, or we could even go for... medium restaurants. I don't think we quite got the population to support a lot of different medium restaurants though. 100 people live there. Might not be that far off that one though. We could go for medium offices. No, I actually think we're gonna go for studio apartments. We're gonna start branching out into the residential game. But before we do that, let's continue by placing another store over there. We are, of course, going to have to run our electricity along. That is a must over on both sides. There we go. Now we've got wines, we've got groceries. How about a flower shop? Perhaps you want to pick up some new flowers. The ones in your vases back home, they started to wilt a little bit. It's time to revitalize your dining room table. Let's go ahead. Yeah, sure. We'll grab that one. And naturally, we want a little bit of something between them. And over on this side as well, we're going to place... You know what? This one can be a little bit further back. And I'm actually going to give you a different sort of thing going on there. And we're going to have miscellaneous. We'll have a fancy clock. And then some more plants. Okay, I like plants. What can I say? Books, news, and magazines. Sure, we'll grab one of these. Oh, you actually pay a fair old chunk. Yes, there we go. Once that's all done, then we will have completed the retail desert. Also, we do now need to expand this up. Right there. Oh, our prestige just went up. Fantastic. And, of course, we are going to want to bring up our cabling as well. There we are. As ever, you know you're going to use the electricity, so just lay it down straight away. That being said, how are we doing down here? 65% there, 72 on the electricity. We've done good, really quite well to have gotten this far without using either water or gas. But now that we're going to be branching out into apartments, that happy time is going to end, unfortunately. But before that happy time ends, let's go ahead and get some more offices up here just to ensure that we've got a reasonable population and rent is coming in nice and fast. You know what? Let's go for legal. Oh, actually, no, accounting. I mean, there's enough accounting offices that we can get the whole floor as accounting, and that is something that I'm enjoying right now. There we go. Perfect. Now, how much room do one of these take? We need a little bit more room on either side. Now, here's the thing. With building any kind of like flat, you need to be able to take the rubbish away. So plan for that. You're going to be producing waste. And they're going to need that transported. Now, one thing over here. Let me just bring up my elevators. Oh dear, someone just left. Someone literally just left. What happened? I didn't lay down the phone lines. I'm a fool. You were all sat there like, Aavak, you've forgotten the phone lines. Well, that is terrible. That is our first person who has left. And I think that pulled down our prestige. I may be wrong, but let's see. We've actually got a couple of tenants who need renovations. Oh, how wretched. Oh, now I need new accountants as well. Well, poop. Oh, well. So I'll go ahead, grab that. But I'm thinking that we're going to want another elevator on this side, honestly. It's getting to about that point where having another elevator will mean that we're ooh, wow, 150, that is a lot. 160? Yes, I accept. But having another elevator is just going to mean that everything is always within range of an elevator, and that way if I want to build anything, it's going to be okay. But we'll hold off on it. We're not going to expand out much further on this side. In fact, I'm going to lay the groundwork because I want at least that much room before the elevator. The elevator will go there and it'll create a new wall, so I'll maintain the aesthetics of this room, and that is very important to me. We'll pop in the light there as well. There we go. Right, so an elevator can go there when I'm ready, but I'm not ready yet. On this side, though, we do really quite badly need to expand this out because we've only got room for 2 studio flats on either side. I would prefer to take that to at least 3, possibly 4. So if I have 4, where would that take me? The better part of the way over there. Sorry, if I have 3, rather. Okay, let me just double check that again. Right, so this window right there. And of course I can't see the bloody window. Scallywag! Thwarting my best efforts. I think I may not have built it in the right shape there. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. Now the thing is, as I said, you're going to need room for at least 2 extra, and that is for the garbage bins. Plan for that. If you are also going to include recycling, you're going to need 3 extra, because the recycling bins are 1 tile, the garbage bins are 2. But while all of that's going on, we'll go ahead and we'll continue to make this pretty down here. Now, as we've done on the other side, do that. And that actually works out quite well. There we go. Let's get in some lighting as well. Right, studio apartments. Ooh. Ah, we can build some more art. Tempting. Very tempting. I would love to get another piece of art, and then I would feel that this place is then complete up there. But we'll wait, because I'm about to invest in studio apartments, and that's going to be a costly venture for me. A very costly venture indeed. See, I'm not always a derp. Usually am. But not always. We'll place that there, and I would like this one there. And then, sure, we'll go along with the same thing that we had before. Cabinet there as well. Alright, so, up here, this is going to be our first studio flat floor. So we're going to have to put these in. 1, 2, and 3. Now, these do work slightly differently. But before I do anything else, I'm just going to put in the trash. Now, I know that they only require regular trash. They don't recycle. So that's just foreknowledge there. But whenever you build any of these, you have to build a collection point. Now, this is the place that all of the trash bins on the floors get brought here, and then once a day, a lorry comes along, and then everything in these trash bins gets emptied, and you're going to need one of these for trash, one for recycling. If you have a particularly large tower that uses a lot, produces a lot of waste, then you might need more of them, because each one has a storage capacity. Right, so with that all done, let's go ahead and have a look in these. Now, the way the studio apartments can be set up, in fact, that's true of all apartments, you have basic, deluxe, and luxury. Now, the different tiers have different requirements. The better the apartment, the better the rent, but also the more services that they're going to expect. But also, for example here, hates noisy areas, hates smelly areas. The basic studio apartment doesn't care. They all prefer upper floors, but they're just going to have to accept that. This one would recycle as well. Now, they may require a handyman from time to time, may require the services of a plumber, needs a laundromat. This one only requires the services of a plumber from time to time. This one requires nothing. It's a basic studio apartment. Now, I'm going to build the basic ones down here specifically because I don't want them to be put off by the noise and the smells that will be coming from down here. They don't want to smell freshly baked bread all the time. It will annoy them, because then they'll always be hungry. I can appreciate that. Right, now, we have not got any water water connections in our, sorry, water meters in the building. So, ideally you want them on this floor. That way, it's automatically connected to the mains line. I could build on this floor, but then I'd have to build a water line out to it, and I would just prefer not to have to do that. It's just personal preference, or laziness, depending on how you want to call it. But there we are. There we go. They're not as angry anymore, and they're generally going up, and that is an incredibly annoyingly loud sound effect. Right, so they're going to start producing some money, and we're going to need a lot more of them. Specifically, we're going to need 10, so let's get to building that out. We will go ahead and we will build 12 instead, and we're going to need trash on each floor. Now, if we wanted to, we could just have basic studio flats and then deluxe studio flats. Now, the reason why I say just deluxe is because we don't really want to expand out to doing recycling. Well, I mean, we could. It would add an extra point over here. But for now, I'm not really in that much rush to start doing that. But we are going to want plumbing along these floors. We're going to want electricity on all of them. Let's get all of those out. Plumbing there as well. And we are, in addition, I believe that the deluxe studio flats also need cable television and a plumber, I think. And then, sorry, they need gas and a plumber. Now, they hate noisy areas, so we're going to have basic studios here. Then these will be the deluxe ones. So we're going to need to go ahead and make a plumber. Let's go get a plumber. There we go. Just needs electricity. So we'll build that down there. Make sure that we've got an electricity connection across there and across there. We don't actually need the electricity along there. That was a bit of a waste, really. But, well, actually, that being said, the copy center is going to need electricity, I believe. And this one is now insufficient. They're getting too many calls. There are too many offices. So we're going to go ahead and build a new one right there. And that will help out a little bit. We could purchase something new, but I'm going to hold off for a little bit. We don't need to rush to do that just yet. Let's have a look on the profitability for people. They are all very profitable. How are you doing? Revenues yesterday? Yeah, there's no way that I can help you out with your rent there. Sorry. You're generally okay with it, though. You seem to be alright. They don't seem to be rushing to leave yet anyway, but you are super happy, and you're making more money than your basic rent would have been anyway. You not quite as much more money, but you'd still be profitable. There we go. Satisfaction. Ooh, there's not as much satisfaction up there as I would like. Do we need to renovate any of the rooms? Yes, we do. 6 total tenants. Get out there doing work, please. There we go. We've got people. It is good. And now let's continue with the studio flats and get the deluxe studio flats. There we are. And there we go. We're going to need gas hookups. Have I already put the gas down? I have not. We don't even have gas yet. So let's lay this down now. And again, I would like the initial gas to be on this floor. I'm not going to be able to put all of the expansions on this floor. Eventually, I'm going to need to put them further down, but that's fine. I just want to keep it simple in the beginning. Later on, it isn't going to be as big of an issue. There we go. So we've got some gas now as well. And there we go. So they're going to have the service of a plumber from time to time. There we are. And they're going to pay me a chunk of rent. Now, the deluxe ones obviously pay a lot of rent, but we're not going to be going for that just yet. We just want to get the studio apartments. And I really should have had a second contract already. But don't worry, we will automatically complete any that we've gone beyond. Galleria. Can you help by adding a variety of 3 medium stores and creating a nascent Galleria shopping center? 3 medium stores is possible. Beyond fast food. A variety of medium restaurants. Residential potential. 50 new residents, office drones, 100 office workers, industry diversification, 12. We're going to go for increased density. 100 people isn't actually that far off for us now. We'll go for that one. Especially as these get set up. Now, we're getting more and more influence. Now, one thing with influence is you'll actually find that having apartments really helps you with influence, because you can kind of leverage the sort of the voting power of your residents in order to generate influence for you, which is kind of underhanded, but you know, this is the way the world works. Right, so we've got our studio apartments. We can now get a new thing. I'm gonna go for office drones, maybe, because we've got a lot of room that we can expand out into. We can expand our offices all the way over there. Right, we're running low on a bit of power now, though. That's a little bit of concern. Right, so let's expand this out, and we've got enough money to lay down one of the more expensive ones, and this will probably see us good for a long time. So I'm actually going to invest in that. It's a lot of money, but it will hopefully be worth doing. So if you can just get down there quickly and get that sorted for me. What? Really? I'm out of that as well? Ah, scallywags. I'm out of everything. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, well, I guess it means that I can't actually build what I was going to build then. I need to build that first. And then possibly... let's get that as well. We'll build a water one as well. How are we doing for water? Yeah, 120%. Yikes. Should have planned for that. There we go. Bringing in 2.8 grand a day. Very nice. There we go. That should stop them from moving out. We may have just caught it in time. I don't know. Really? We still getting too much? That's based on the last day, so you do need to wait until the next day to see it, but I'm surprised by that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Right, next up, we can now build a large 2-bedroom apartment. We can also make medium stores, but I would actually prefer to go for office drones. So for us, it's going to be a case of expanding these out enough to build an extra bunch of offices on each side. And of course, we're going to be trying to maintain the same style of office as we've already got. So let's go for electricity here. And we'll draw out the phone lines only on the levels that already have them. So these ones are going to have them. And these two. So we've got 3 purely for electricity, but the others are going to have phone lines. So we've got a couple of... oh, they're not happy. The tenants considering moving out. Rent is too high. Okay, we'll drop the rent then. We did not turn a profit yesterday. Could not dispose of our... ooh, could not dispose of your trash. Okay, right. Now, some of the medium shops do actually need to get rid of their trash, and it isn't always obvious which ones are which. Now, if that is the case, I could repurpose this into a trash collection area, and that may be worth doing. Though, that being said, I would generally prefer... we're going to have another 1, 2, 3, 4... and then an elevator over on this side. That'll be 3. Okay. So this is going to be drawn out by 1 more. That's unfortunate. I would have liked the elevator to be there. In fact, it's going to be there. So we'll just draw this out and we'll put a trash collection over there. It'll be hidden behind the flower store because the flowers will mask the smell. You see? Thinking about things. It doesn't actually matter in the least little bit because it doesn't generate any smell, but in my mind it does. I'm sure all of my residents will appreciate that extra level of thought. The little details. Though it's going to take them an age to get down there, which is a pain. I'm having to prop them up with low rent right now. You could get away from that. You could just be like, no, I'll just charge you less. You just have to be creative in how you deal with your rubbish for less rent. And that is completely an option. I don't think it's a very good option, but it is an option. One thing I am starting to get very mindful of, though, is the fact that we're operating with just a single elevator stack here. And I don't think that's particularly wise. I think it makes sense for us to go ahead and start putting in a new elevator shaft. And it'll go up and it'll go down. It won't quite work over here because there'll be 3 spaces, but you know, I can take that into consideration and I can build around it, I guess. Yeah, you know what? I like that idea. Let's do that. Let's draw that out. Draw it out on this side as well because we may go a little bit further. We want elevators there going down and of course going up. And then finally, we want the trash. Now the trash is going to be right next to the elevator. Yay! Unfortunately, people are going to walk straight through it. It's no longer masked behind the flower stand. No, but at least it's not right next to the food place because that would be even worse. Though, that being said, it would actually be, you know, makes sense. Have the bin close to where you need to put the stuff into it, you know. But, shush. Right. Okay, so we've got all of that going. People are starting to use this as a means to get around, which is great. I would like some more offices. One there, one there. Our workers are busily getting everything sorted, but I'm glad that we've started our next layer of the elevators now. Pretty happy with that, actually. Right, we want, these are insurance agent's office. So we want insurance offices. Which ones pay the most rent? These ones. I'll take you as well. And then I'm going to make this into a nice little area over here. We're going to... yeah, sure. It'll be nice and plain. And you too are now going to get your own water tower. I am far too good to you. Frankly, I'm amazed that you haven't started sending me fan mail yet. But I accept that you've got very, very busy little lives. Peon worker drones. I wouldn't want to take you away from your jobs lest your managers get very angry with you. But, you know, Christmas card at least would be nice. A birthday card. Flowers every now and then. It's just the little things, you know. I put my heart and soul into this office. Or rather, tower. Right. We've got 38 of 100. We're a long way off. Really, really long way off. On the plus side, we are generating a decent bit of cash. Let's expand all of this out then. It's going to take forever to get it done, but there we go. And you can have elevators, you know, to make your lives easier. There we are. Right, now these are also insurance agents. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build more offices up there to start with because they're easy to satisfy. There we go. There we go. Of course, I need to make sure that we've got power. There we are. Now, by splitting things with elevators, you do lose the sort of guaranteed foot traffic in certain areas. And that is a bit of a shame. But as you can see, it's not really affected them negatively so far. And elevator-wise, only these ones in the middle. Perhaps I should have brought it over one more to have absolute coverage. But yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. It's still there for the most part. Ooh, let's pause that. What's happening here? We did not turn a profit yet. Rent is too high. You know what? I'll turn it down a little bit for you. There you go. I don't want you to move out. An empty lot makes me no money. Even if I have to drop the rent a little bit, they're still giving me cash. Alright, okay, well we've got trash services on this floor. That's great. I could have put it over here, thinking about it, and had it all in the same place. Well, it's never too late to change your mind. It is sometimes, but not in this case. So we're going to move that over there, and I'm going to delete this. I don't want people who are just entering my building to be going through past trash. Call me old-fashioned, but I just think that's a bad move. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to have another eatery over here. There we go, and it's going to go right there. Oh, what's wrong? Time for a quick bite. I can't get to where I need to go. I need my coffee to function in the morning. Let's start the day with some breakfast. Too bad there are no dinner spots here. I don't want to be here if it's this dirty. There are no bars in this building. Okay. Wow, 2 restaurants and 7 offices need renewal. That is painful. Painful, painful, painful. I've got no money to do that. Okay, we'll get on to that ASAP. Very first thing, at midnight, we're going to do that. Now, I have got enough influence to start looking into different things. I can go have an art studio. It unlocks a placement for an art studio that produces a modicum of buzz. Yes, actually, I wouldn't mind that. I quite often go almost completely through the aesthetics track before I start work on other things. But I wouldn't mind getting an operations office up and running before I make it too expensive. There we go. Now, we haven't got much cash, so I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow. However, I can go ahead and... there we go. Put in some walls there. Right, okay. So, first things first. Please sort out this place. And now I'm poor again. Oh, crap. Right, what are you? You serve lunch, and it's only lunch that you serve. What about you? You serve lunch and dinner. You serve breakfast and lunch. Okay. Sandwich shops serve breakfast and lunch. Salad and hot bars. Lunch, lunch. Lunch and dinner. Okay, well... pizza places. Browning's Family Pizzeria. Janice's Boston-style pizza. Alfred's Philadelphia-style pizza. I'm going to have to go with Alfred here, I'm afraid, because he's called Alfred. Alfred's Philadelphia-style pizza. Let's go with that. Also, you actually pay more rent, but I only looked at that second. I know that's probably a bad move for someone who's trying to make money, but still, it is what it is. Right, so we'll run water out along there. We'll only run it as far as it needs to go for that one. Because I really don't... well, I might actually set up some more on this floor, specifically for breakfasts. There is something to be said about that, actually. Though if I do that, I'm going to need trash on this floor as well, which is kind of a pain. Still, I do kind of like the idea. Alright, we'll do it. I'm going to need to build the trash, and that means I'm probably not going to be able to afford to get them moved in, but we'll see in a little while. So there we are. We're going to have trash gathered on this floor all the way over on the side there. And that might be as far out as that side goes. I mean, I've got a little bit more room that I could build in, but I don't really need to. There's no particular reason to, honestly. How's everyone doing in general? Let's have a look at satisfaction. Generally satisfied, super satisfied in there. And my residents are satisfied as well. I'm actually pretty happy about that. Profitability is rubbish. Aesthetics, very nice because of that one piece of art up there. Eventually we'll have art everywhere. Traffic is not too bad. Elevator's okay. Noise is pretty much just on these floors, the noise, and that's good. We're keeping these areas noise-free. That means we are going to be able to branch out into things like medium offices and the likes. Smell, trash, blah, blah, blah. Grime, not so good. We really do need to start working on that. How's everything going? Everything, going all right, all things told. Right, we've got a bit of cash, and there's one thing I'd like to do here. I wouldn't mind getting an operations manager and staff to unlock consultant upgrades on the operations track. So this stuff will be for specifically my services and those sorts of things. Building manager must not have any. We haven't got any in place. Above ground floor, on ground floor. Okay, right. So it has to be somewhere like this. You know what? Your office can be there. I know this is my the floor where I kind of want to have more shops. Well, you know what? No, I'll put you there. There we go. And then we'll then spruce up this little area a bit. Donk. There we are. Right, there we go. And over here, I can do something similar. And again, do that. Right, so we want over here somewhere that does breakfast. So that would be one of you. Unfortunately, the water... oh, I didn't really think that through. You need water. Do any of you not need water? It's going to be you. You're the only one that doesn't. Scallywags. Well, I've already made my decision to go here. So, alright then. Diners is going to be Judy's Restaurant, Mark's Restaurant, University Diner. Yeah, sure. We'll go with University Diner. Right, and then we're going to want water all the way down there. That could have been planned much better, but oh well. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But now we've got a way of spending a little bit of our prestige in here. We can unlock a second larger construction office, and this is such a big help. So we're going to spend 20 on that straight away. And there we go. We can now build... expand your construction staff by building this large office. It contains a spot for an extra worker. There we are, and we'll just plonk that there. Perfect. There we go. So now we have some extra constructors helping us out. Now, over here, we want more insurance offices. There we are. I actually want more insurance offices, so I'm going to pay the 50 to get more. And whilst that's happening, we're going to drop down... Oh, no, we're not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to build it over by 1. Right there instead. There we go. And now we've got enough money, we'll plonk you in there. And there we go. And that means that we can do a little bit of sprucing up there. We'll just have a window there for them so that between those offices. But over here, we will actually go with... you know what, let's have something a little bit more funky looking. And we'll go with miscellaneous. I want a wall clock. Shiny steel trash can. No. We'll have a funky wall clock right there. And we'll have a cabinet beside it. There we go. Right, that is it for this episode. Been a bit of a long one, but this game does tend to run away with me, and that's a sign of a very enjoyable game. But I hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me for the next. As ever, if you've got any comments or feedback, then you can leave me a comment down below. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more of Project Highrise, then do leave me a like. But until next time, take care, everyone.